everyone, Fed here, and welcome back to my redstone series. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how to build this expandable drawbridge right here. Now, in my last drawbridge video, a couple of you guys were asking if I could make this thing wider. So yeah, you could definitely do that. So let's go ahead and click the button. Now, it's going to look a little choppy because I am using observer blocks in Minecraft Bedrock, and they're a little bit, iffy. Very iffy, but I got it to work. It will work every single time. It will never break. And then if we come to the other side and click the button, the drawbridge will open up. Now I just went with a 6 wide one here. You can expand this thing up to 14 blocks. Now here is just one tile of it. This thing's actually really easy to build, but it does cost a lot of resources. So here is just one tile of the bridge working. So you see the bridge extends out and then it closes, and all you have to do is just tile this thing up to 14 blocks if you want to. Here's the drawbridge in all its glory. This is the full expandable 14 wide one. I don't really like this one because it looks too fat, but oh boy. There it goes. And then if we click the button, it retracts. So guys, let's get started on this tutorial. So just like my other drawbridge video, I will not be giving a layout of it. All you need is at least 8 blocks of spacing up and down in the vertical motion. Now the resources we're going to need for this thing takes a lot of resources, guys. Now this top line right here is just for 2 tiles, for the left and the right side of the bridge. So depending on the width of your bridge, you have to times all of this by 2. So if you want your bridge to be 2 wide, then instead of 10 sticky pistons, 8 observers, 16 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone blocks, 4 redstone torches, 18 redstone, 8 immovable objects. I'm going to be using obsidian, 5 slime blocks, and 5 honey blocks. If you want to make yours 2 wide, you'll have to times this all by 2. So you need 20 sticky pistons, 16 observer blocks. Like I said, this thing is big. And then if you want it to be 3 wide, you have to times it by 3, 4 wide, so on and so forth. And if you want it to be 14 wide, you have to times all of this top area by 14. That is a lot of resources. Now, these resources right here is just for the input. You don't have to add anything extra to this. For the input, you're going to need 2 sticky pistons, 6 droppers, 2 hoppers, not 1 hopper, 2 redstone comparators, 22 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone blocks, 26 redstone, 2 buttons of your choice, 2 armor stands, 2 tripwire hooks, 12 string, and 4 immovable objects. And now this bottom line right down here are just the blocks of choice I'm going to be using to build this thing. All right, guys, so once you gathered up all your resources, if you're doing this on survival, I mean, if you guys got a lot of resources, then I guess you're fine. We're just going to come to our nice little 8 high walling right here. Make sure it is 8 blocks high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I'm just going to make my drawbridge 6 wide like I did over there. I think that looks the best. 6 wide or 5 wide looks really, really good. 14 wide, it looks a little bulky, but I mean, if you want to go that far, you can. We're just going to go ahead and start off by making just 1 tile of our bridge. So we're going to come right down here, place a block, place a redstone repeater on top of it, block on top of the redstone torch on top of the block, and then we're going to take out an immovable object, placing that right above our torch. And then right here is where our bridge is going to be going. So we can go ahead and break out these blocks right here for just now. There we go. I'm going to be making mine, like I said, 6 blocks wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to replace this block right here with an immovable object as well. Then coming out of this bottom redstone torch, we're going to place a repeater, set it to 4 ticks delay, block up behind it with some redstone on top of it. Then coming out from where this off redstone torch is, we're going to place a block like this. There we go. Place some redstone on top of that block. A block out from here with a repeater going towards this way. Set it to 3 ticks delay with an obsidian block in front of this one as well. Then I'm going to come over 1 more block with another obsidian block. Then I'm going to come 2 blocks underneath it. 1, 2. Break this block. Place an observer block facing up into that immovable object. You'll see that little arrow on the observer block facing up into it. Then I'm going to come a block underneath our observer block, breaking this one, and placing a piece of redstone right underneath it. Then we're going to come 2 blocks out from this redstone. So 1, 2, take out your repeaters, place 2 repeaters going into that redstone, and set them to 4 ticks delay. Next up, take out your sticky pistons, place a sticky piston facing upwards off that 4 tick delay repeater with a redstone block on top of it. Then we're going to place a block up right behind this 4 tick delay repeater with some redstone on top of it. Place an observer block coming out of that redstone going towards this sticky piston. It should make it extend. Then we're going to come out 3 blocks from here. 1, 2, 3. Take out your repeaters once again. Place 3 repeaters coming out of that redstone. Set them all to 4 ticks delay. Then we're going to come up 4 blocks in a staircase motion up to there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oop, didn't want to break that one. There we go. 4 blocks up. And then right off the top of this back repeater, we're going to place a block. Place a repeater going into this block on 1 tick. Place a block behind it with some redstone on top of it. Then we're going to place redstone along all of those blocks. Then coming out of this top piece of redstone, we're going to place in an observer block facing towards the front of our drawbridge with a block in front of it. Then what we're going to do is come a block over and up like this, break these 2 blocks, and place an observer block facing down like that. So it should be 1 block away from here, and the arrow should be pointing down. Now we can go ahead and add in our bridge. So we're going to take out our sticky pistons, and we're going to place 3 sticky pistons here. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to either take out slime or honey blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and just take out some slime blocks. I'm going to place a slime block right in front of that sticky piston. Place another sticky piston in front of the slime block. And then 4 slime blocks off of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then break this and replace it with an immovable object. And that will be 1 tile done. That is an entire tile done. This thing should be working. So now all we have to do is just hook in our input, and then we could test it out with a lever. So to hook in our input, this is the only thing that changes from the bridge itself, because everything's tileable. It's all 1 wide to make this thing work. We're just going to come out right here where these 2 pieces of redstone are, with the 1 tick delay repeater and the 4 tick. Place a block here. Place a repeater on 1 tick delay. And then we're going to make a 2x4 spacing with blocks. So 1, 2, like that. And then come out 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Making a 2x4 spacing with blocks. Place 2 pieces of redstone back here. A repeater here on 1 tick. 2 repeaters here, both set to 4 ticks delay, with redstone connecting them like that. And now we have to hook up this redstone to this redstone right down here. But before we do that, we're going to add in one more thing. So I'm going to come a block down right off the side of this redstone. I'm going to place blocks going all the way down to where this redstone is and come up a block. Place redstone here. And then off the first 5 blocks, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, off the first 5 blocks, we're going to place repeaters. All set to 1 tick delay. You have to do this. I know some of you are looking at this and going, well, can't we just put like 2 repeaters, 1 on 4 ticks, 1 on 2 ticks? No, you cannot. This thing is very iffy. This thing is very iffy. It will break if anything is off. It will break if anything is off, because we are using observer blocks on Minecraft Bedrock, and they are not as good as observer blocks on Java. So then right over here, we're going to place an observer block facing in towards this block right here. See the arrows pointing right here. Place a piece of redstone. We don't want these 2 connecting. And we're going to place a block right there. Now we want to connect the redstone to up here. So we're just going to come out a block, over a block, down. Place a repeater here on 1 tick. And some redstone like that. And guys, that is it for the input. That's it. That's how you activate this little tileable drawbridge. Now make sure everything is on the right ticks. This thing is super iffy. If anything is off, it's not going to work. I tried a very long time to make this thing work. I had to get everything absolutely perfect for it to work. So if we put a lever off here, it should expand this entire bridge. And for my bridge right now, I guess I'll just go with some, let's just go with some smooth stone for now. Let's just put some smooth stone right on top of it like this. There we go. So now when I click it down, as you can see, the bridge fully extended out 4 blocks. And then when I flip it up, it will fully retract. Now, if yours did not fully retract, check your repeaters. Everything needs to be set perfectly. 1 tick off will break this entire thing. It is super, super delicate. So now all we have to do to make this thing 6 wide or expand it as far as you want is just now redo all of this tiling. The same thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to just start off from down here, and I'm going to make mine 6 blocks long. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Then we're just going to place redstone torches. We have to place everything too. I know some of you might be looking at this too and saying, well, can't we just like, you know, keep it hooked to here and then just, no, you have to do everything the same. Those observer blocks will make this thing break if you do not place everything down again. That's why it's so annoying. It is annoying. It's very annoying, but guys, it works. It doesn't look too good opening up, but it works. So just make sure you're putting everything back in the exact same way. It's very easy. All you have to do is once you build one tile of this thing, you just got to build the same thing over and over again. It's not crazy difficult. So let's go ahead, take this redstone, bring it down here, place our repeaters all set to 3 ticks delay. There we go. Place in our immovable objects like that. And let's go ahead and put our observer blocks in first here, so then we don't have to, fiddle around with them. There we go. And let's put these ones in as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's really annoying getting these observer blocks in later on. So I'm going to go ahead and just do all my observer blocks right now. There we go. That's going to make things so much easier to place stuff in. So there we go. Place in our immovable objects. Then right underneath it, we need to just bring this line down right here. And bring this line down here with our repeaters. Go. Place in our repeaters going down here, all set to 4 ticks delay. Our other line of repeaters, all set to 4 ticks delay. Go. And then we can place our redstone right along this line. Like that. Then we can take out our sticky pistons and place sticky pistons facing upwards, just like this. And I know a couple of you were asking me, how am I crouching in the air? Like, when I'm doing this, like, how am I doing this? All you have to do is press crouch and fly at the same time. So, if you go to press A to fly, and then when you go to press B to crouch to go down, all you have to do is press both of them at the same time. See? Crouch, crouch, crouch. I know some of you were asking me that in a couple of videos, and I just never really got around to answering it, and I kept forgetting every video. So there you go. All you have to do is just press fly and crouch at the same time in the air, and you'll be able to crouch, and you'll be able to just crouch in midair. That's all it is. But that makes things easier when you're placing blocks in. There we go. Makes things easier placing blocks in on creative, definitely. So now we have to place all these repeaters set to 4 ticks delay. And a good way on this build, if you think you have a repeater off, but if some parts of the bridge are working, but other parts aren't really up to speed, all you have to do is just go right next to the repeaters and go like this. See? That's how you'll know all your repeaters are on the right ticks of delay, by just standing next to them. Because since it is tileable, you'll be able to see every repeater, every piece of redstone in between everything. So you won't really get messed up. So you really shouldn't get messed up with the ticks of delay on the repeaters. So let's go ahead and bring this one down next. There we go. Redstone down all over here. I really wanted to make it so, you only needed just one line of repeaters and then, just hook the rest up to redstone. But this, this thing is very iffy. Very iffy build. I don't know why Minecraft Bedrock made their observer blocks. Well, honestly, the whole reason why this ruins everything is just simply because pistons can't let go of blocks in Bedrock. That's why all of this gets broken. All of this works different. Honestly, if we had a half a tick delay on Bedrock to let go of blocks on piston, I know it's doable if you do it a certain way, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as Java Edition. So let's go ahead and place in all of our pistons. Place those blocks up in front of here. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit different. We have to make sure to interchange our slime blocks and our honey blocks. If you don't do this, they'll stick to each other and it will not work. So first off, we had slime blocks here. So let's go ahead and place in our last sticky pistons. So first off with slime blocks, that means we've got to do honey blocks. Slime, honey, just like that, because we can't have them sticking to each other. There we go. And then we're going to place in again, honey, slime, honey, and just fill it down. And now, of course, we have to change these out to immovable objects so they do not get stuck to the wall. There we go. And then we can go ahead and I'm going to fill it in with smooth stone. And then, of course, at the end, I'll change up the bridge to make it look a little bit nicer. But for now, smooth stone. There we go. So now this whole bridge should extend out. There we go. They fully extended. And when I click up the lever, they will fully retract back in. Now all we have to do is basically mirror this over there, and then we'll put in our input, and you'll be completely done. And like I said, if you want to make this thing go 14 blocks long instead of 6, just keep repeating the same thing, guys. It's tileable. Everything's the same. Nothing changes. Just bring it out 14 blocks. So to get started on our second side, we're going to have 8 blocks in between our gap. You will always have 8 blocks in between your gaps. So if we just count over 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be our first bridge. And then just go 1, 2, 3, 4, making a total of 8 blocks. So this is where our second bridge will start. So we're just going to take out our blocks of choice for our walling on the side of our little cliff. And we're just going to fill that in up to 8 blocks high. So there we go. I got my walling in place. And then, of course, I'll cut out the rest of the stuff for the other side of the bridge like that. But now it's time to just do the exact same thing. So instead of just doing one tile, I'm just going to straight up build all the tiles together, because it's just the same thing over and over again, guys. It's nothing crazy. It takes a lot of resources, but it's just the same thing over and over again. So there's 2 torch walls, and then we're going to go ahead and take out an immovable object. Oh, I'm going to have to go over here to grab stuff now. So our obsidian goes here. Then we come out from here with our repeaters. So set them all to 4 ticks delay. So here we go. All the repeaters to 4 ticks. And then we're going to place a line of blocks right behind them, placing redstone on top of all of them. Then coming out from these off torches, we're going to come out 2 blocks. 1, 2. Set up the entire line, placing redstone along the sides of our movable objects with our repeaters coming out of them, setting them all to our 3 ticks delay. There we go. Place our movable objects in front of those 3 tick delay repeaters. Place another line of immovable objects off of those ones. Then we're going to place our observers facing up into that immovable object like this. There we go. And then we come right underneath it. Break that block. Place a line of blocks here. Just like that, with redstone along all of them. Place your observer blocks facing upwards off these. Just like that. Then we're going to place 2 blocks out from this line. There we go. Then we're going to place all repeaters set to 4 ticks delay on all of these blocks. There we go. Then we're going to place sticky pistons off the tops of these repeaters facing up, with redstone blocks on top of them. Let me just run over here and get some redstone blocks real quick. There we go. Place our redstone blocks right on top of these sticky pistons. Then we're going to come up right behind these repeaters with a line of blocks and redstone on top of them. Then we're going to take out our observer blocks once again and place observer blocks facing in towards those sticky pistons. You'll hear them extend if you put them in right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to come out 3 blocks from this line. 1, 2, 3. Place in repeaters on all of these blocks and set them all to 4 ticks delay. Next, we're going to make a staircase of blocks in front of these repeaters, going up 4. So 1, 2, 3, and last but not least, number 4. And we're going to place redstone right along all of these blocks. Next, right on top of this back row of repeaters, we're going to place blocks in, with repeaters going into that block set to 1 tick, and a line of blocks behind those, with some redstone on top of those blocks. Next, take out your observer blocks, and off the redstone up here, we're going to place in observer blocks facing in, with blocks in front of them. Then we're going to come out a block and up a block, taking out our observer blocks once again and face them down. There we go. And now we can go ahead and place in our sticky pistons. So this is where it's going to get different from that side, because we have to interchange the slime blocks with the honey blocks, because we don't want the bridge to connect together. We don't want them to get stuck together. So over here we have slime, honey, slime, honey, slime, honey. So on this side, starting from right here, it's going to be honey first. So let's go ahead and put in our sticky pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then bring them down. Go. Come over to this side, place in your last line of sticky pistons. And now, like I said, we have to interchange them. So the first one was slime blocks on this side. So the first one on this side is going to be honey blocks. So they do not connect together. So slime, honey, slime. Place in sticky pistons right in front of these. And then do the same thing. Honey, slime, honey, slime, honey, slime. As you can see, they are interchanging on both sides. And now we can bring these out. There we go. And now we have to just change these blocks out to immovable objects. And then, of course, put our block of choice on top of our bridge. We could change that later. And there we go. Now all we have to do is just build the input. Oh, you know, I forgot this thing too. I always forget to put this in first, just so it doesn't get in the way. So right here, we're going to just come down a block. Make sure you're doing this on the other side of where your input is. So this side has my input. You have to make sure both inputs are on the same side. So we're just going to come down a block with some redstone. Bring a line of blocks down here with a block up here. And then place 5 repeaters going this way on one tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out your observer block, face it in towards this block. The arrow should be pointing this way with a block in front of it. Now let's go ahead and put in our input. So our input's going to be going right off of these 2 pieces of redstone. So we're just going to place a block here with a repeater on 1 tick delay. Do the same thing we did over there. Make a 2x4 spacing. There's our 2x4 spacing. And put a block here so we can break off the redstone. Place 2 pieces of redstone behind this 1 tick. A 1 tick delay repeater here. 2 4 tick delay repeaters right here. And then connect redstone to all of it. And now we just have to connect this redstone to this redstone right here. So we're just going to place a block out. A repeater on 1 tick. Come up a block behind that repeater. Over a block. Placing redstone along both of them. And now that should be this side completely done. So if we come over here, take this lever. And we're just going to go quickly and test it out off this block. So boom. The bridge fully extends out. And then when I flip up the lever, the bridge will fully retract back in. So now it's time to hook up our input so both bridges go off at the same time. So to get started off on our inputs, we're going to come out right from here where this 1 tick delay repeaters. We're just going to come out 2 blocks like this, placing in a repeater and a redstone comparator. And we're just going to make a hopper dropper T flip-flop right off the back of this redstone comparator. So just come out 1 more block here, placing a dropper facing upwards, a dropper to the side, a dropper down in front of this one, with a hopper going into the bottom of that dropper. Next up, go inside your hopper, place in 1 item. It really doesn't matter what it is. Then place a piece of redstone right on top of this dropper, and then 2 blocks out from it right here. 1, nope, come on, there we go. 1, 2, and then just place redstone right along both these blocks. And now any power going to this block right here will activate the bridge. So as you can see, the bridge extends out. Click the button. The bridge retracts back in. So what we're going to do is just hook up 2 tripwire hooks to both sides to connect them. So let's go ahead and get our tripwire hooks out. So right off of this block right here, we're going to place in our tripwire hook. And we're going to come out 12 string to that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now this is very easy. Now just to hook up everything on this side, all you have to do is come right off the side of these 3 tick delay repeaters. So just come right off the side of where that 3 tick delay repeater is and place in your tripwire hook right here. And as you heard, they are now both connected to each other. So now all we have to do is just the same thing we did over here to this side. So right off of this block right here, we're going to come out 2 blocks and then place in your repeater on 1 tick and your comparator right behind it. And now we're just going to make that hopper dropper T flip-flop again. So we're going to place a dropper facing up off the backhand side of this comparator. Over, down, and then we're going to take out our hopper. And we're going to place our hopper going into the side of this one. Go inside the top of your dropper. Make sure your bridge is closed right now. Make sure your bridge is closed. Go into the top of your dropper and place in 1 item. Then we're going to come out 1 block from here and place redstone right along all of these. So now when I hit my tripwire hook, they should both activate. There we go. The bridge closes in a very super choppy manner thanks to these observer blocks, but it closes. I mean, it opens up. And then if we click it again, we'll get a beautiful opening sequence because now the observers aren't ruining anything. Now we got to hook it up so we can click a button on both sides, which will activate an armor stand that will activate the bridge. So to do that, all we have to do is just come right underneath here off the side of your wall and just come up a block right underneath where your tripwire hook is. Come up a block underneath it. Take out a piston, place it facing upwards, and then place in your armor stand backwards like that. Do the same thing on this side. Try not to hit the tripwire hook while you're doing this. So right off the side of where your wall is, place a block underneath your tripwire hook, place in a piston facing up with an armor stand on top of it. There we go. Now we have to hook it up so we can actually click a button. So what I do is I just place a block next to the piston with a piece of redstone on top of it. Then we're going to come up a block right above that redstone, take out a redstone block and place that right above it. Next up, take out a sticky piston and place a sticky piston facing downwards into that redstone block. Break that block. Place a block right above your sticky piston with a piece of redstone. Then your block of choice with your button on top of it. And now that should activate both of the bridges. So if I click the button, boom, both my bridges closes in a very choppy manner, but it works. Click the button again, and it will open up the bridge. There we go. Now all we have to do is the same thing we did here on this side. So block right next to your piston, place in a piece of redstone, come up a block, redstone block, place in a sticky piston facing downwards into that redstone block, block on top of it, redstone, and then your block of choice with your button over here. So now, and break this block right here. There we go. So now when I click the button on this side, bridge opens up, and click it again, and the bridge will close. And guys, you are completely done. Now all that's left to do is just clean up the area. If you don't want to watch me clean it up, you can go ahead and leave the video. And like I said before, if you want to expand it more, just keep following along with that same tile. It's the same thing over and over again. Just follow the tiles and you'll be absolutely fine. It can go up to 14 blocks. Right now I'm at 6. So you can make this thing go up to a total of 14 blocks wide. I really don't like it. I don't like it being that wide, but you know, around 6 and 5, I think it looks great. Around 5 and 6, the bridge looks absolutely amazing. And then what I also like to do right here is just place in some slabs so we can walk right down on top of our bridge. There we go. And then we could just fill in now this top area. Is completely up to you what you do. You can go with something like this. Like, I think the wooden bridges actually look really cool. I think those would fit a castle of some sort very, very well. But I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in with dirt. Alright guys, in the back, and I just went ahead and filled in this little area with dirt so I don't have to see any of my redstone. But when we click the button, the bridge will extend out. We can go ahead and cross it. So there it is. Walk across the bridge. Click the button on this side. And close up the bridge. And there you guys have it. But there you guys have it. That's how you build an expandable drawbridge up to 14 blocks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, make sure to hit that notification bell because I've been uploading on the daily. All right, guys, let's see if I can click this without my crosshair. Ah, there we go. And peace.